Charlamagne, the so-called God, can't wrap his brain around Trump Biden White House meeting. I mean, I don't know what's so difficult to figure out about this. He's talking about how you call him an existential threat, and then you like welcome him back into the White House. Well, because he was never an existential threat. It was fear mongering. We've been telling you from the get go that this was all fear mongering. The people that been calling him Hitler and a fascist and all these other things know it was never true. They were just throwing things out there to try to try to win the election. Everyone knew that aside from you, Charlemagne. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. Has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account. So you can follow me there as well. All right, so let's get into this news. Now, this comes from the Daily Wire from Virginia Kruta, and she reports that popular radio host Charlemagne, the so-called God, weighed in on President Joe Biden's cordial meeting with President-elect Donald Trump at the White House on Wednesday, and he admitted to having a hard time wrapping his head around how that all went down. Like I said, it's not that easy to figure out. None of those things they were calling him was true, and we've been telling you that. But during his Thursday morning broadcast, he recalled how Biden, along with the rest of his party and a whole host of media talking heads, had been referring to Trump as a fascist or suggesting that he was the second coming of Adolf Hitler just days earlier. What he didn't understand, he said, was how Biden had pivoted so easily from calling Trump an existential threat to inviting him to the White House for a pleasant conversation. So let's play this clip here. Here we go.
I just don't understand the White House visit. Now, granted, I'm glad it's a peaceful transition of power, but what happened to the threat of democracy talk? What happened to the fascist talk? By the way, I know I've said those things about Trump as well, but I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about his political opponents like President Biden. When they say it, it holds way more weight than me. I'm just trying to figure out, how do you go from he's an existential threat to democracy to welcome back?
He was happy too. He was happy. He was smiling. He was grinning. He was cheesing. Say cheese. He was cheesing, bro.
I'm just trying to figure out how. I understand President Biden believes in political norms, but damn,
that man is happy as hell to leave. He don't care. He want to go.
Yeah.
He up out of here. I was gonna say it's definitely giving inside house thing. I don't know, like it's the family is fighting inside, but then the moment that somebody from the outside come in, it's like, hold on, wait. So it's giving united front on a global stage is all I'm seeing, and that's just my opinion, y'all. I ain't gonna get too much into that. But
I'm gonna stop minding white people business. That's what I'm gonna stop doing.
So the White House says
it's not white people business. The government is all people business. It's Americans' business. That's what he don't understand. He always make it a black or white thing when it's not always that. But DJ Envy, Charlemagne's co-host, weighed in then, noting that Biden had looked happy during the meeting and had been cheesing for the cameras. I think I said it once and I'll say it again. I think this was Biden's way of sticking it to the Democrat Party. They were like, "Oh, you don't want me? You want to push me out? Okay, I'll put on this Trump hat. I'll nominate Kamala Harris, who I know won't win because she's not that bright of a person." So I think he's happy that he actually stuck it to the Democrat Party for trying to push him out. But Charlemagne went on to say that he understands Biden held himself up as an advocate for certain political norms, but still couldn't quite make it all make sense in his mind. By the end of the segment, he appeared to give up entirely, saying, "I'm going to stop minding white people's business." The popular host had broached the subject earlier as last Friday, while prominent members of the Democrat Party had suddenly stopped referring to Trump as a threat to democracy. Some people are still calling him that, though, let's be honest. But he said, quote, "Don't y'all find it strange that now that he's won, they're not calling him a threat to democracy. They're not calling him a fascist. I mean, damn. On Monday, they just calling him that. I would think that, if you really believe that, then somebody's speech would be about how America effed up and how things are about to be really bad. It just makes you wonder how much of it did they really believe, which is none of it." He goes on to say, "Or how much is it was just politics." That's all he said at the time. And it was just politics. dirty politics as that. I mean, they have never treated anyone like they treated Donald Trump before. They try to assassinate his character. They call him all types of names. They try to physically assassinate him. They tried everything. They tried lawfare. They tried everything to get rid of this man. He never gave up. He never stopped believing in himself. And this is something that all Americans can learn from, is to never give up. His and have tenacity like President Joe Biden. I'm sorry, President Donald Trump, to keep fighting, never give up, no matter what the people that don't like you throw at you, to keep fighting, fight, 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 like he said after he got shot. But y'all, let me know what y'all think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.